Hey everybody, today I'm going to do some live coding related to Zulip. I'm not coding directly on the Zulip product. Instead, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to rebuild a Zulip component from scratch, just using like pure JavaScript, the DOM APIs that have been, tried and tested for like 25 years. And I'm trying to make it really easy to have a component that you just basically pass in a bunch of handlers to it and it draws itself and does the right thing. So I'll show you what I'm trying to emulate in Zulip, which is basically this top left corner. Um, we've never Zulip has never really given like a good name to this. I call it just the top left corner because that's what it is. But in my implementation, I'm going to start to call it the convenience panel for lack of a better name. But the way this works is basically like all of these are just like handy links. Like if I want to go to recent conversations, click there. If I want to go to all messages, click there. It takes a little while. If I want to see the messages that I've starred, I go there. And if I want to see my drafts, oh, that draft's not very useful, so I'll delete that. But this whole little section, it's just like pure DOM with like a couple click handlers. And so I've been working last couple days just to kind of try to mimic its behavior. And I'm not trying to be pixel perfect or anything. But let me turn on the console. Let me dock it to the right here. Let me squeeze it over a little bit. So like, obviously if I click on all messages, I don't have a message view, but I have the handler linked up to launch all messages, and I haven't implemented menus, but if I click on that, I get menus. And I don't have every detail working here, but I'm just trying to put the basic structure in place. For example, this icon, I don't have any unread messages to demonstrate how it works in the Zulip icon, but this should actually be shaded, so I'm gonna have to fix that. But my task for today is that I want to get one more line in the panel. So I want to get recent conversations working. So I'm going to go to my terminal here, here. I've got these JavaScript files and I've got this all messages component. And I'm just going to copy paste, or what do you call it? Recent conversations. Conversations component JS. I'll add that to my repo. I'll go into my editor. I'm clearly gonna want to. This is old school web development, people. Like I could have done this 20 years ago, and it would have worked on every browser, including IE, because I'm just doing things in a completely simple fashion. So let's see, recent conversations. I don't think I can tab complete that. I can't. Conversations component.js. And then let's see. Let me pull up the convenience panel. And I know that this should now, yep, that does tab complete. Zulip here. Zulip's just my namespace. I don't want to pollute the window namespace, but because I don't have any kind of toolchain here, as every single module gets loaded, they just attach a single object to the Zulip namespace. And that's pretty simple to manage. Really simple to manage. So I get the recent conversations component, and let me just kind of copy paste that. So recent conversations is kind of build out conversations component. And I'm passing in services, and I'll explain what that means in a little bit, and then I want to append the li to it. And I believe I've done everything necessary. Let me make sure my web server's running. I believe I've done everything necessary to have this now be a duplicate of all messages. Recent conversations component. Oh, I know what I screwed up there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Recent conversations component.js. Recent conversations component. Browser, and boom. So, this is the pitfall of copy paste. But let me fix some stuff here. So, I don't want the href to be all messages. I'm pretty sure it's recent conversations, but let me double check. Down. Oops. I can't point with. It's actually just pound recent is the. If I click on it, I think. Whoops, why do I have that there? Yeah, so it's pound recent when I click on that. So that's going to be my href. It's just pound recent. Let me see what my diff looks like so far. Pretty simple. And then the icon is this little clock thing here. So I'm going to go to the inspector. FA-clock-O. Right. I'm not going to fix the handlers yet. I'll get to that in a second. But let me fix the text. I'll leave the unread counts, but for whatever reason, actually, I'll get rid of the unread counts. Gotta be careful there. And then let's call this recent conversations. Here's where I want to be. Okay, we're making progress. And the problem is when I click on the little thing, it says I'm popping up the all messages v.menu, but I really want to pop up the. Actually, does recent conversations even have a v.menu? Let me. Oops, this is ugly. Oh, so there's no v.menu for recent conversations. Which means there's not even a right. Recent conversations pretty simple. So let me get rid of the right align div. Oops, and get rid of the v dot icon. And don't try to return that. So what am I doing? I'm building up a list item. I'm creating a main link. I'm appending that to my list item, and I'm returning those two things. So I'm not going to have a v dot handler. This I'm going to need to fix, and I promise to show you that in a second. And I should probably give this just like a generic. But I'm going to come back and like go through all this code. I mean, this is 43 lines of code. I'm really ready to clean this up. I'm just going to go through this code line by line and fix up names and stuff like that. Oops, I don't need to build a v dot icon. I do need to build a list item. I do need to build a main link. Oops, I don't need to build an unread count. All right, so I'm down to 41 lines of code. Let me just put a to do here. Okay, go back here. My app, Control Shift R. All messages undefined. Where did I? Well, line 24. Yeah. So what am I doing here? Wire up handlers. I call it all messages menu. Oh, I know what that is. I don't need that. I don't use that anymore. Um, okay, this should be some progress. We're close to the finish line here. Okay, so good. And the problem is when I click on recent conversations, it says launch all messages. So what we want to do is launch recent conversations. And then I want to go to my handlers. And of course, these are kind of silly. They're just logging to the console. Recent conversations. Recent conversations. And then return it here. Let's launch all recent conversations. And let's see. And I click there, and boom, I'm done. Oh, I don't have an icon here. Why is that icon? So, oh, I didn't add it. I think I know what I did. I just building the list item. Let me look at my diff. Oh, wait a minute. Building the main link should just take care of that. Oh, here it is. FA clock 0. A dash clock or dash O. Min width and everything. I'm gonna change this back to whatever. I'm gonna do FA align left just in case for some reason this icon just isn't available for some reason. It doesn't like the icon. So when I build the main link, that goes in panel help. Pass in the icon name. I build the top left panel icon using that name. Um, every component in this system is less than 100 lines. It's like so simple. So when I build the top left panel icon, not doing anything weird that I can tell. Why does it not like FA clock go? By the way, Here's how I'm getting Font Awesome working. Um, I'm literally just using their CDN, and when you pull in their CSS, things are supposed to just kind of work magically, and it did work magically for this guy here. What that dash O. Okay, so somehow the dash O. Wonder if I just have an old version of Font Awesome. I'm gonna stop here. I'll fill it around with fixing this icon. One thing that Zulip has done is that they've like started building up their own fonts. So, for example, this V dot icon, I totally stole this code from the Zulip code base. They built it up with their own little SVG. But I'm gonna stop here. Like I'm not focusing on every tiny detail, but I've got the structure in place. So now I have all messages, recent conversations. Actually, let me show you the diff before we go. So in the convenience panel, literally just, adding in a new thing. In my handlers, I create a new handler to launch recent conversations. In my index HTML, I pull in the source. And then recent conversations is a lot simpler than all messages. And that's it. So I'm going to commit. My commit message just says progress for now since I'm the only developer working on it. I don't need to be super meticulous about what I write there. So I'm going to stop there just to summarize what I've done is I started with this all messages thing and now I've added recent conversations. And my big to-do is to figure out what's going on with this clock icon. All right, people, thanks for listening. Bye.